In this video, I'm going to be working with you on changing decimals into expanded form. Now, we're used to expanded form looking like this. Let's say we have 257. We're used to it looking as such. 200 plus 50 plus 7. We use each digit's value based on its place value, so the 7 is worth 7. The 5 is in the tens, so it's worth 50. And the 2 is in the hundreds, so it's worth 200. Well, this will be somewhat similar to our decimal expansion, but we're going to be using our decimal place values, and it's going to look a little different. So let's try our first one. So our first time doing a decimal expansion, we're going to try to expand the decimal 5 and 6 tenths. Now, one number we're going to need to become familiar with when we are expanding decimals is this. 0 and 1/10, which I'm going to refer to as just 1/10 for now. This refers to our place value when we're dealing with tenths, because my expanded form is going to look like this. So take a look. We have 5 times 1 plus 6 times 1/10. Now, pause the video for a moment and see if you can figure out why 5 times 1 is here and why 6 times 1/10 is here. The reason why I have included these into our expanded form is because now we are actually showing the place values. 5 is in the 1's place value, so we're showing it being multiplied by 1. 6 is in the 1/10th's place value, so we're showing it being multiplied by 1/10. The advantage of showing your decimal expansion in this way is we are really showing what each place value is worth and why we have a 5 here and why we have a 6 here. So, let's try a different one. This time we're going to expand out 7 and 23 hundredths. Now our 7 is going to look kind of like our 5 from last time. We're going to start off by writing 7 times 1. 7 is in the 1's place, so we're going to multiply it by its place value, 1. Now we'll add in 2 times its place value. What place value is that 2 in? Well, it's in our first place value past the decimal point, so that's going to be our 1/10th's place value. And then our 3 is in the hundredths. It's in our second place value after the decimal point. So that one's going to get expanded out to 3 times 1/100th. And remember, we have to have this 0 here to show that it is in the hundredths place value. So 7 and 23 hundredths gets expanded out into 7 times 1 plus 2 and 1/10 plus 3, sorry, I said that wrong, 7 times 1 plus 2 times 1/10 plus 3 times 1/100th. Alright, hopefully you're starting to get the hang of this by now. Why don't you try this next one on your own? What would this look like in expanded form? Pause the video, try this on your own on a separate sheet of paper. Alright, well hopefully you've written out the following. This one would be 5 times 1 plus 8 times 1/10 plus 7 times 1/100th. Check your work. Did you come up with the same answer? Hopefully you did, and if you did, you've expanded it out correctly. Alright, let's try one more, and this time we're going to go past our hundredths place value into the thousandths, and we can see how that works there. Alright, I've saved the toughest one for last. We've got 32 and 497 thousandths. Well, I haven't given us something in the tens place yet, so to start off with, it would be 3 times 10, because we're in our tens place, and that's worth 30. Then we've got 2 times 1 for our ones place value. Now we're getting into our decimals again, so plus 4 times 1/10 plus 9 times 1/100th, and I'm going to have to go to a second line because I ran out of room, plus, now here's where it gets a little different, 7 times 1,000th, and for 1,000th we have to have 2 zeros before our 1,000th because we need to be in the thousandths place value. That first zero is in the tenth, second zero is in the hundredth, this one is in the thousandths. And there you have decimal expansion using decimals and fully expanding them out. Enjoy!